I was like, no me oigo. Okay, we're ready to start the second reading for the budget. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Calvo is absent. Ms. De La Vega,
Here.
Ms. Garcia Robles,
Present.
Ms. Perez,
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Tumidor is absent. Mr. Zogby.
Present.
Madam Vice President, you have enough members to conduct business.
Okay, the invocation is read by the city clerk and pledge of allegiance by Councilmember De La Vega.
Dear Lord, may our efforts and decisions be blessed with insight, guided by understanding and wisdom. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please read the meeting guidelines.
All lobbyists must register with the city clerk. As a courtesy to others, please refrain from using cellular telephones or other similar electronic devices in the council chamber. A maximum of 3 speakers in favor and 3 speakers in opposition will be allowed to address the council on any one item. Each speaker's comments will be limited to 3 minutes. No signs or placards in support of or in opposition to an item or speaker shall be permitted within the council chamber. Any person, whether participating via the web platform, telephonic conferencing, or physical presence at City Hall, interested in making comments or posing questions on matters of public concern or on any item on the agenda may do so during the meeting. Members of the public may address the City Council on any item pertaining to city business during the comments and questions portion of the meeting. A member of the public is limited to 1 appearance before the City Council, and the speaker's comments will be limited to 3 minutes. The public can view public meetings on the city's YouTube page.
Okay, moving on to presentations. Are there any?
None, ma'am.
None? Comments and questions.
We have a few registered speakers. Speaker 1 is Juana Fernandez.
Good evening. My name is Juana Fernandez. I live in 298 West 39 Place, Hialeah, Florida 33012 since 1969. I entered here like a resident. Now I am a citizen for years. And I am asking here for the budget. Consider something for us, the elders. I come this country young, and now I am 87 years old. You have, I don't know if you have the letter that I sent. Okay. Good evening for all of you. And
Plus 39, please.
okay. To whom my concern, Juana Fernandez would like to request an opportunity to speak at the public hearing. The issue is the onerous increase in the cost of the water service. We are senior citizens, and between inflation, insurance, and now the cost of water cannot afford to live in this city in addition. My home floods every time rains. They only made an error when the city made an error when allowing the construction lower than the street. We live in a hole. We have had several insurance claims, but at 87 and 88, we can no longer deal with these disasters. We need the city to do something to stop this. We even had to build a retaining wall to keep the water away. However, due to our age, we find it more difficult to cross over and will become homebound in this not corrected. Well, some neighbors signed the letter here. The thing is that I spent the last month 422 for the bill of the water. And I have to ask my daughters to borrow me some money to pay this because we are retired already. And I am 87 and my husband 88. I come this country young and buy the house 1 year after I come this country, 1969. And I am calling the city for different times for the water that reach my house. I have some pictures here. So if somebody can send it to you so you see the problem that I have. But the problem is to the cost of the water. I don't know. I spent only $112. I think, and the sewers, 200, a lot of money. Here I have the bill. I pay 426.8 cents. $400.26. It's too much.
you check?
I consume 112.88 of water. The sewer was 263.63. The taxes 11.29, franchise fee 15.68, Dern fee 22.60. That is a total of 426.8 cents. That's too much. You
Juana,
have to do something for the
Juana,
what?
aquí, Juana,
Okay.
buenas tardes. En la casa son solo tú y tu esposo.
Yes.
Ok.
But let me say another thing. I'm sorry to bother
come on.
you with this. The problem is when I see the bill, my husband go to the meter,
El metro.
the metro,
Mhm.
and it's not running. When you have everything closed in the house, water closed, you don't have leaking in the clock. You don't see nothing moving.
Okay,
How do you explain this to me?
okay. Obviously, something is not right. Two people living in the home should not be consuming that much water.
I know.
Should not. And what I'd like to do, if I might, somebody from my office is gonna come see you right now. And I'll make sure that somebody from the water department goes out and checks your meters. I would be very concerned. I think this is the right place to come and talk about this. Because it sounds like a lot to me, a lot to me.
I think this is a budget. And the picture that I sent, so you see the picture that I have brought in my house, because the city permit the builders do the house lower than the street. And when it start raining, it fill it up. You see the picture?
Sí, bueno, no me lo han llegado todavía, pero ese
No,
reparto,
yeah.
tú me dices que ese reparto, pero ese reparto se hizo en el 69, ¿no?
The house, yes, 1969.
1969, okay, I
But
think
in
I'm
the-
pretty safe to say, yeah,
If-
I'm pretty safe to say nobody was here when that street or those developments were built.
If you see it in the map, it looks like there's a drain though in front of the wall.
There's a lot of drains. There's storm drains
Yeah,
in front of her house, in the neighbor's house, all the way down the block. There's storm drains and
Drains.
all the swales. Ellos ponieron los drenajes que están enfrente de la casa después que pasó esas fotos que los
Let me tell you
enseña.
something. You know, I speak in Spanish, but I wanted to talk in English because somebody maybe don't understand the Spanish that I talk.
I respect that. I respect that. And you speak it very well.
Well, let me tell you something. I am visiting all the mayors of Hialeah since I moved this house, starting with my lander,
Wow.
Dale Bennett, and all the ones that is coming back. And all do you know Dale Bennett was the most alcalde that do for me most drain. If you
Wow.
visit my house, I live beside the Tree Avenue. And the Tree Avenue
Uh-huh.
is full of drains and drains,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't drain.
You have to do something that go to the canal or another place because, you know, I come this here at 4 because I was afraid that if it start raining, I am not able to come here because I am not able to go out. It's like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see the pictures?
Okay, Juana, somebody from my office is gonna be in communication with you now. I will be calling you tomorrow. We're gonna check on your water situation. That number sounds extremely high to me. And I will go to your house next week so we can walk the area and you can show me what you're seeing, okay?
Thank you. Okay, you will be in my house?
I will go to your house next week.
You know, because you know what happened? I asked for a meeting with you 1.5 week before to talk to you. Because I
Okay.
don't know that we have a meeting here.
Yeah,
And I asked, but nobody called me for the appointment with you.
okay. Well, I'll address that, but I will go to your house,
Well, I appreciate because,
okay?
you know, we have a big problem there since I moved there. We come at 1968
Mm-hmm,
from Spain. We spent 9 months in Spain waiting for the resident. And we come this country like a resident.
yeah,
And now I am a citizen already 4 years ago. But you know, it's terrible the thing that
Entiendo.
since 1969, I have this problem. I am calling all the mayors. And I asked to see you, but nobody gives me the appointment.
don't worry, I'm gonna go to your house. ¿Tú cuelas café?
¿Eh?
¿Tú cuelas café?
¿Cómo no?
Ok,
¿Cómo no?
prepara la cafetera.
Ay, Dios mío. Did you call me before?
Claro. Claro, por supuesto. Gracias, Juana. Y disculpa que estás pasando este momento con el agua.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you very much, all of you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next registered speaker.
Guillermo Cremati.
Good evening, Mayor and Council member. My name is Guillermo Ramadi. I live at 3143 West 72nd Street, Hialeah, Florida, 33018. I'm a little embarrassed to complain next to this young lady because my bill is not that high. But I have been living in Hialeah since 1972. And I've been noticing that the bills, water bills been going up and up and up. The sewer cost has gone up like 53%. I don't know what you can do about that, but I suggest that you come up with some sort of plan to try to reduce these costs. Thank you.
Yeah, before you leave, I think it's important because this is something that we're trying to work hard to understand and tackle. It's a little complex. Not just our water director is engaged now with conversations as the city is with the county to try to better understand this. As you well know, we buy water from the county.
Yes.
In this budget, the council approved in first reading and hopefully they'll ratify tonight. We've suspended any kind of franchise fees or anything that could add to the water cost. The county's under a consent decree that is obligating them to invest millions and millions of dollars. And obviously they're going to turn to the users. They're going to turn to the city of Hialeah. They're going to turn to all their users in order to pay for this consent decree.
Right.
I wish I could give you good news that, oh, this is still going to start coming down. This is just a fact of life. Water is going to become a very high priced commodity in Dade County as we move forward and more people come. But I can tell you, we've not only worked on the franchise fee. When I first got here, the franchise fee was at 10%. We lowered the franchise fee to 4%. We eliminated it this year. It's not going to be part of the budget. That should give you some relief. It's a pass through now from the county. The only thing I can tell you on water is I try to do this in my own home. It fluctuates depending on my daughter's home. If she's in college, it fluctuates, obviously, the use of water. You know, unfortunately, if you water your lawn, you're paying sewer for that water. And we've racked our brains here to try to come up with ways of dealing with this. We last year created a program that those that were low income could come and apply for some release. A lot of people didn't do it. But this is something that we continue to gravel on, and I want to give you my word, we're gonna continue to work on this. And I'm hoping over the next couple of months, there'll be some movement as far as this is concerned with the county. It is an issue, and I'm aware of it, and I can tell you myself, and I think for the most part, this council for the last 3 years has been trying to work in this space.
Okay, thank you very much. I
Thank
hope
you.
that we can come to some sort of resolution that can lower these costs.
I
Thank
hear
you,
you.
Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Eric Johnson?
Really quick, I swear. Eric Johnson, Hialeah firefighter. Sorry, I lost my voice. I implore the council to approve this final budget. It's not just good, it's not just fair, it's not transparent. It's phenomenal. Kudos to Ruth and your team, Pedro, George, and the rest of the staff. I've been a pain in the butt when it comes to budgets for well over 20 years. You guys are absolutely incredible. Other mayors have claimed transparency. Crap. It's all BS. This is the top of the top. You deserve recognition for what you've done. Great job.
Thank you.
Next registered speaker?
Jose Ozzie?
Good evening, everyone. Jose Alzi, 788 Southeast Park Drive. I want to address the first speaker. I live in East Hialeah. There's a lot of roads and a lot of new roads coming up. As far as East Hialeah, the street department needs a lot of credit for that, which they're not getting. So East Hialeah is doing a lot of progress on the streets. And also, I also want to mention, like, this is the most important meeting by far that we will have in this building. And as you can see the amount of crowd we have. Some cities have public hearings, hundreds of people attend, it's all over, but you are the voice of everyone in Hialeah that's not here. This is the most important meeting, the most important thing you will ever do. No, not really, but the budget is like so important. This is what you're putting down, what you're saying. We've made great improvement from the disaster Carlos Hernandez left you, Mayor and City Council. Police is doing really well. Fire is doing really well, other departments, but what we had established in Parks and Recreation to use our facilities to generate money, we don't need to do that no more, right? We have money coming in. We're not a disaster. And you've all been known, like, we have a 50% turnover ratio in 1 year of our Parks and Recreation. We need some kind of budget. We need people that are capable of being park directors, right? We always have minimum requirements for a park director that does no longer exist. And I challenge you to at least bring one program, right? At least one program to one park. That will be a start. And yes, we did it in police, we did it in fire, we're doing a great job in the streets. We don't need to privatize our parks and rent them and recreate non-residents, what we're doing. Let's bring back, I know you have a lot on your plate. I'm saying when you have time, let's bring back the programs to the residents. And one last thing I want to put in the record. Councilman Zogby kind of like makes fun of my shirts today. I wore a solid color shirt in his honor. Thank you.
Okay, next registered speaker?
There's no other person registered.
Okay, no one online.
No one online.
Okay, moving on to announcements of amendments, corrections to agenda,
None.
consent agenda.
There's, so the administrative items. 9A. Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance accepting the budget purposes. For budget purposes, the Miami-Dade County Assessment Roll establishing a tax millage rate of 6.3018 mils for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025, which is an increase of 12.64% over the rolled back rate of 5.5948. Repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing penalties for violation hereof, providing for severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item is on second reading. It's open for the public. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
I have a motion by Councilmember Zogby. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second by Councilmember Rodriguez. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. De La Vega,
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robles.
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Item B.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the general fund budget for the city of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025. Repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing penalty for violation hereof, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
This item is also on second reading, open for the public. There's no one. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Councilmember De La Perez. Please call the roll.
Ms. Garcia Robes?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Ms. De La Vega?
Yes.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Okay, item C.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the budget for the Public Works Fund of the City of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025, as provided for herein, to maintain proper coverage ratios as required by outstanding bond covenants, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item's on second reading. It's open for the public. There's no one. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember Rodriguez.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Zogby. Please call the roll.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Ms. De La Vega?
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robes?
Yes.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Okay, item D.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the budget for the Streets Fund of the City of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item's also on second reading. It's open for public discussion. There's no one. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember Zogby,
Second.
second by Councilmember Rodriguez. Please call the roll.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Ms. De La Vega?
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robes?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Item E.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the budget for the Stormwater Fund of the City of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item's on second reading. It's open for public. There's no one. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember
Second.
Rodriguez and a second by Councilmember Zogby. Please call the roll.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Ms. De La Vega?
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robes?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Item F.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the budget for the special revenue funds of the City of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item's on second reading, open for the public. There's no one. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Perez, and I have a second by Councilmember Rodriguez. Please call the roll.
Mr. Zogby?
Yes.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Ms. De La Vega?
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robes?
Yes.
Ms. Perez? Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Item G.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the budget for the capital project funds of the City of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item is also on second reading. It's open for the public. There's no one. Pleasure of the board. Motion. Motion by Councilmember De La Vega. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Zogby. Please call the roll.
Mr. Calvo?
No.
Ms. De La Vega,
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robes,
Yes.
Ms. Perez, Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Zogby.
Yes.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Okay, item H.
Second reading and public hearing of proposed ordinance approving and adopting the budget for the debt service funds of the city of Hialeah, Florida for fiscal year 2025, commencing on October 1st, 2024, and ending on September 30th, 2025. Repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this item is also on second reading. It's open for public discussion. There's no one. Pleasure of the board.
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember
Second.
Rodriguez, second by Councilmember Zogby. Please call roll.
Ms. De La Vega,
Yes.
Ms. Garcia Robes,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Zogby,
Yes.
Mr. Calvo.
No.
Motion carries. The item is approved.
Okay. Meeting adjourned for our second budget hearing for fiscal year 2025.